Science says only 8% of people achieve their goals. What makes some people successful and others stay stagnant? How do we identify the qualities and skills necessary to elevate our lives? Well, that's what I want to talk about. That's what my energy is all about. My goal is to help inspire people to be their best selves. These conversations will help people identify their best qualities, bring them out, and understand how to develop plans to achieve their goals. I'm Kayla B, and welcome to the Big Boss Energy Podcast. Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl Kayla B, and we're back with another episode of Big Boss Energy, where we talk about everything around building and leveling up your skills, get into the bag, all of that. So I got my homegirl Jasmine with me today.
Hi y'all, Jasmine
I'm
Dior.
so excited. Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
So we're just gonna hop right in. Jasmine is from Birmingham. She's 24 and she is a bomb stylist here in Atlanta. So I'm really excited to dive into this because I feel like you have some really great tips for everybody on how to scale your business, make your hustle into a real solidified business. So I'm really excited. So tell us just, let's just hop into it. Like, how'd you grow up like in Birmingham, and when did you start doing hair and getting into it, all that?
So I grew up in Birmingham. I left Birmingham back in 2016 once I graduated from high school. And I never knew that I was gonna get into hair. I was always known in school for like being the one that always had their hair done, because the girl who used to do my hair used to do my sewing for $25.
Oh wow.
So I used to get my hair done like every week. Yeah. And she was dating my boyfriend at the time, so I used to come with like a new hairstyle every day. I mean, like every week. So I was always known for like having cute hair. So then like I would end up doing like my friend's hair. And once I ended up moving to Mobile, South Alabama, where I went to school at in 2016, I started actually doing hair for like a living. And I went to school originally to be a teacher, and that's what my degree is in. Okay. But once I'm doing the hair, and I'm like, I'm making more money than the teachers. So that's when I started like, I'm just gonna do hair full time, and that degree just gonna be on the side, but I'm just gonna do hair.
Did you actually finish and get your degree?
Yeah, I finished and I got it. I didn't even go to my graduation. I was so done with school at the time. Like I remember I was in the middle of, I was in class, and our teacher she had so many deadlines for us, and I'm like, this is too much. Like, it's too much. I was crying in the class because I went across this tweet while she's in the middle of telling us what's due this week, like 10-page essays and this and that. I went past the tweet, and it was like I dropped out of law school, and I became like a lingerie like brand or something like that. Yeah. And she made like $1 million, and I just started crying in the class, and I was like, I gotta get out of this school. Like I gotta get out of this. And I was like, I'm about to just finish this degree, and I left. So I didn't even go to my graduation. The same day of graduation, I moved to Atlanta.
Oh, wow. So Looking back on it, do you feel like your degree was worth getting? Like the investment in going to college, do you feel like the experience was worth having? Do you feel like, you know what I mean? Like, how do you feel now in hindsight looking at it like, yeah, I was able to successfully like have a skill and apply myself, but did you take any classes that contributed to like your business mindset? You feel like it was just kind of within you?
I hate to say, but personally, one of my like biggest regrets is going to college. I'm like in $116K debt, for no reason. I have not done anything as far as anything that has anything to do with me going to school. Yeah. But I only went to school though because my mom, she's a principal. She has her doctor degree or whatever. So it's just like, I feel like they pressured it to me, and I don't have like any entrepreneurs in my immediate family. So they like, you have to take like the legit route or whatever. And they just used to like the old timing way. And I'm here, I'm like, I do hair. I'm my own business. I mean, I'm my own boss or whatever. So I make my own living for myself, and it's more than what y'all make. So they kind of just like, girl, whatever. So I do regret going to college. Wow. I do. I really wish that I wish I would have went. And when we went to college, it was like 8 of us. By my sophomore year, it was just 2 of us. I should have just went with them. I should have just went with the rest.
No, I feel that. So talk about like the I guess strategy on moving to Atlanta. So you're in college. You're like, okay, well, why Atlanta? Let's start with why Atlanta, because it's like you could have went to New York, Miami, Cali. So what made you feel like, okay, I can go to Atlanta, take this business, because you had clients in Mobile. So how do you even create a strategy now to say, okay, I'm leaving Mobile, I'm gonna build a new clientele in this city and make the same amount that I was gonna do?
So I realized that I wanted to move to Atlanta. You know how like when you're little, you go somewhere and you have fun on a family trip. You're like, I'm moving here. Like y'all, the places that I said I was gonna move to was crazy. Like I remember we would have family vacations to Gatlinburg when I was like 9. I'm like, I'm moving here with my family. So when we would go to Atlanta, I'm like, I'm gonna move here for real. So as I'm getting older, I'm on like, social media. I'm saying like, oh, Atlanta really the one. And it's only 2 hours away.
Yeah.
So it started during the pandemic, 2020. We came to Atlanta for New Year's Eve and we had a blast. I'm like, I'm moving here, but I didn't think it would be within the same year.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's gonna be like, next year. Cause I graduated December of 2020. So I came back home, the pandemic, all this stuff is starting. I had like a little notebook and I was like, I was looking at apartments and I was like, if you want a 1-bedroom or a 2-bedroom, I think the rent back then was like $2,100 for a 2-bedroom, and I wanted a 2-bedroom with like the big windows. Yes. So it's like I told myself I wanted the rent to be like $1K. Once I added, I'm like I want a 3-door refrigerator. Like I'm adding all type of stuff. It got to like 28. So I just remember like writing down in my notebook. I had like literally I picked the apartment that I wanted. And I put like how much it would be, like 6 times the rent or whatever for like 6 months. So once I got down here, I didn't have to worry about trying to hurry up and make next month's rent. I wanted at least 6 months so I can have time, to get my name out there or whatever. So I don't have to struggle. Yeah. So I had like 6 months of rent that I said I was gonna save up for. Then like when I tell you it was so detailed on how much I needed to save, like I did like the living room, the kitchen, the 1st bedroom, the 2nd bathroom. Yeah. I had like a Keurig, cups, everything, like save $5 for this. And I think my amount ended up being $15,000, but I ended up making $15,000 the first month that I came to Birmingham. So like my last semester of college, I ended up moving back to Birmingham to do my internship. Even though I never went to my internship, I was at the shop. But my mama homegirl was like my intern, so she would just rain me down, but I never went. Because I'm like, how am I going to go to the intern and teach the little kids? And I got to do hair too. Yeah. But I got to go to Atlanta. Yeah. I ain't got time for them kids.
No, I feel that. We don't got time for them kids.
Don't have time for them kids. No, so but I was just like, I just wrote everything down and I stayed in Birmingham for 4 months. I made $15,000 my first month there. So the whole goal was already just gone. Yeah, made the first month. And then everything else was just, after that. So I ended up making like $35,000 the 4 months I was in Birmingham, and I moved in December. So from like September to December, I was grinding hard. I didn't have my nails done, my hair done. I wear like this little Adidas hat with a bun. Like I was in grind mode. And once I came down here, it was just, Yeah.
No. So you made $15,000 in the first month. So so I heard you say you was journaling. Do you manifest things in your journal? Like, is that something for you, or you was just more so like budgeting?
I feel like it was a little of both. Okay. Like I would look at the places that I wanted to stay in, and I remember like looking at like the places that had like the corner units with the windows, and I'm like, God, when I'm be able to do that? And the fact that I'm like, I'm doing it now, I'm like, girl, you ain't had nothing to worry about. Right. So I always was just like a mix of both. Like I manifested it and I also budgeted, because you can manifest, and if you're not saving the money, baby, it's not happening. Like you got to be able to play the part as well. You can't just be out here dreaming. You got to put some actions into the dream. So you got to play your part in both. Yeah. So I did both basically. Yes.
So what was your following like at the point that you moved to Atlanta? Because content is really huge, right? So I feel like, and you tell me what you think, but I would say Atlanta is a super saturated hairstylist market, right? So you have everybody moving here from all these different cities, and they're like, I really want to get into hair, and I want to do sew-ins, or especially the bust downs, the lace fronts, like all the girls want to get into it. But when we think of like the arrogant Tays, or like the people who got the city like, locked
down,
right? It's like, how do you as a young stylist that's aspiring to be that come to Atlanta and build out your content or your strategy around, okay, how do I attract clientele in a new place?
So before I even got here, I had like a whole strategy. So I say like that September of 2020, when I first moved back to Birmingham, my last semester of college, I was already like putting the Atlanta hashtag under my pictures.
Okay.
So I was already like, if you was to look up lace, because at the time I wasn't just only doing say-ins. Like I just started doing only say-ins last year.
Yeah.
So I would, if you look up like lace, ATL, my little Birmingham stuff will pop up. Right. Even though I'm not there yet. So I said like around October, I started DMing like different YouTubers and different influencers. Like I plan on moving to Birmingham, in 2 more months I want to become your hairstylist. So that's pretty much how I feel like my name kind of got out there. And basically, I just was DMing different influencers, and I felt like that pretty much, that's how I kind of got my name out there.
Awesome. So that's really great, because I feel like the power of networking is just so powerful. When you put yourself out there, a lot of people are really scared to network.
They are scared.
The worst that can happen is like,
no. And that's a blessing from God too. Like, so the one I have, like, I probably DM'd or emailed like over like 50 people, and I probably had like 20 people respond.
That's great.
Yeah,
that's almost a 50% hit rate.
So it's just like, you have some people that's not going to respond. I have had people that didn't respond, and once they seen I did others, that's when they'll go back and respond. So I've had like several different, types. And I feel like a lot of people, it was kind of hard for me, and it was almost encouraging, because sometimes they won't pick you because you're not like a popular stylist. But even though, you be in your in-styles, but because you're not a popular stylist, they'll choose to go to a popular stylist over you. Right. But it's like I said, I would see it happen. Like once I actually do somebody's hair, that's when they'll want to come. But you just got to tell yourself, like, just keep going. Like, you're going to get some no's, you're going to get some yes. You just keep going. That was the main thing I kept telling myself.
No, and I think it's so crazy, because I know I started a business, and you would be shocked that the closest people to you, or sometimes the people that you imagine really supporting it, it'd be the complete opposite people who end up supporting what your dreams are, like what you're trying to do. And like you said, it's always this full circle moment when people, they respect you different, because now there's like a little bit of clout attached to your name, But I know that you networked to get on Zeus, or like that was like a really big thing. You got on TV, we're like a dedicated stylist for a show. So tell us a little bit about how that opportunity came to you. And I know you had moved to Atlanta, so it's like, did you like doing like celebrity hair, or was it like, I'd rather stick to my regular clientele? Tell me a little bit about the experience of being like a dedicated show stylist. Like,
so that experience is Baddies ATL. That was like, how they have all the seasons now, like they have Baddies South, Baddies West. That was the very first season. So that started because I had, like I said, I just moved in December 2020. In January, I DM'd Natalie Nunn. And when I don't even know why I DM'd her, because she doesn't even stay in Atlanta. When I say I was DMing everybody. Y'all. So I DM'd Natalie Nunn, and I was just like, I want to be your hairstylist. And she was like, come, I have a photo shoot or whatever, just come. I walk in a photo shoot, I see all the girls from Bad Girls Club that I used to watch. I'm like, girl, you said you had a photo shoot. Like, what is the whole Bad Girls Club doing in here? And I end up doing her hair super cute. And I had a client, she was on Jocelyn's Cabaret, their first season too. That's both under Zeus. So I would go to Jocelyn's Airbnb where she would be filming at, and I would do my client's hair. And she like, girl, you need to work on Zeus and blah, blah, blah. Not thinking that Natalie was telling me to come on set for Zeus. I'm thinking it's just like a birthday photo shoot or something like that. So I end up talking to the owner, and I'm just like, yeah, I do hair for, so-and-so on Jocelyn's Cabaret too. And he's like, just work for us. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, yes, but it was so challenging at first, because like I said, I'm my own boss. I have been doing hair full time for like 4 years now. So it's like now I'm working under someone. So we would have to be like an hour away between 9 a.m. all the way to like 2 a.m. every day for 2 weeks. So I had to reschedule like a lot of my regular clients. They were very understanding. And I had just moved here, so it wasn't just like a lot of clients, but maybe like 5 girls out those 2 weeks. And I'm like, y'all, like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it like the hours. Like, I'm basically driving 2 hours back and forth every day. So it was just, at first I wanted to give up, but I was talking to this guy. He was like, just keep going. I promise you're going to like be so happy you finished it at the end. Like, just keep going. I'm like, I'm tired of driving. It's 2 a.m. Like, it's just a lie. Then I'm like, they fighting, and I got to put the wig back on. Oh my God. I'm like, it's too much. And I just remember him telling me like, you're gonna be so grateful you finished at the end. And I'm so grateful that I was, I had the opportunity to do that. So that's how that ended up happening.
Awesome. So like, when you think about you know, you said you was doing lace a lot. So even the wigs and all that. Now when we go on your page, it's a completely different energy. You are all about like the natural hair,
yes.
the tape-in wave. So tell me about being able to decide, okay, instead of being a stylist that kind of is like, you know, a master of many different things, how did you make it your personal decision to say, okay, I want to really lock in on tape-ins, and why? Was it just the trend? Because it got popular.
Yeah, it was
like,
real trendy, Yeah. So it started with me. I actually started doing like the natural installs, like the microlinks and stuff, back when I was in Birmingham, but nobody was really on that. So I only had like one client a month.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, I want to get more into natural installs. So I say like about 2021, like in October, I had ended up doing like a little mini class with my friend. It was like YouTube University. But I ended up doing I'm like, friend, I need to do your hair. Like, I want to do tape-ins. And nobody was wearing them people were wearing them, but nobody was talking about them. Okay. Like, if you get what I'm saying. So I'm like, I want to start doing tape-ins. So I'm thinking that I'm gonna do wigs and I'm gonna do like tape-ins or whatever. And by that time, I was just over the whole wig thing. Like, I'm over the gunk of glue all over my nails. I'm over the glue, the makeup. Like, I was just over the plucking, the bleaching. Like, it was just too much. Like, I'm like, I cannot keep doing this. Like, I just got these white French tip and this makeup cake all over. Like, girl, it was really for personal issues why I stopped doing lace. But I'm like, it's still me, so I don't care. Like, I'm over the lace. So, and then once I realized how much you can make by doing the natural installs, I'm like, these little 200 wig installs ain't talking about nothing.
Yeah.
So I end up doing my friend's tape-ins, and I remember that was in October of 2021. So I say like about last year in February, I think it was either Aria or Jada got posted on the Shade Room about tape-ins. When I tell you, as soon as she made that post, my booking site was just like, tape-in appointment. And I'm like, I've been telling y'all, like, that these are it. Like, you know, just do a natural install. And I told myself, I was like, I wanted December 2020 to be when I stopped doing wigs. I literally stopped doing wigs like March 2020 on one.
Oh, wow.
Or 2022, last year. Yeah, last March is when I stopped doing wigs.
And went full taping.
Full taping. Like, this is my first wig I've had in a year. Like, I even stopped wearing wigs. I'm like, I don't want to do no wigs. Like, I ain't done. Like,
No.
So, that's how that started. And I ended up making a lot of money from that. Like, from me having to do like 5 heads to see the amount that I wanted to see, I could just do 1 head and make double that. You get what I'm saying? So I just love the way the tape-ins look, like that natural, like sleek, soft look. I love that look.
No, I love it, and your work is just phenomenal.
Thank you.
We gotta add all her stuff so you guys can definitely find her and her work. But I love that because the tape-ins, and it just goes back to the content, the trends online, right? So when we see these things, it's crazy how it hits like wildfire online, and then it directly affects people's business. But what I love is that you were able to take, you know, like logic and put sense to it. Like, okay, instead of me spending 4 or 6 hours a day doing X, I can make the same amount of money like that. Right. So talk about making money, because I know you're a hustler. I know you love to make money. Jasmine has made like over 20,000, you know, like 15,000 was when you were starting. Now you'll have over $20,000 months, which is amazing for a 24-year-old stylist, you know, on your own. But talk about that, because don't get on TikTok, because we see how much you're making in 2 hours. And it's like, dang, like, you know, you have doctors and lawyers, professionals who are making this amount in the hours that you're making. So talk about that transition and the hustle of it. You know?
So, like I said, I was doing my most expensive service was, of course, the frontals. So I would make the most 200. So I would have to do like maybe 3 heads a day to even see something. But now when I do tape-ins, they start off at $650. Right. So, and that's just for like a 20-inch.
And so I was gonna say, what does the $650 include?
So the $650 includes like a wash, a trim, a deep condition, the 80 pieces of tape-ins, and that's 20 inches. You got girls that want longer. So once you get to like, you know, the 22-inch, 24, 26, you already are like $1,000. Right. So I would go from making 200 with just a wig install to like 1,000 or 1,300, you know, and it sounds like a little like, what, people paying 1,300? But like with wigs, I just got this done. I just did it, but I just got this done. I did my own hair, but I just got this done 2 days ago. the wig is not even glued on anymore. Like, it's just like, I feel like with wigs, you have to keep getting them done like every other week.
Right.
With tapings, you can keep your tapes for like 5 or 6 weeks and just, come and get a maintenance or wash here and there. Right. So I feel like it's a bigger investment, but just hearing it, it's just like people, I think that scares them away. Like I made a reel, it went viral, it had like 1.2 million views. I was like, I just did my $700, my one appointment for $700, and then I went back to sleep after. Yeah. Girl, they were in the comments pissed. Like, I had people saying like, you the reason people do their own hair. Congrats. Like, I don't care. And I'm the stylist, like, my prices, because I've been doing hair since for 11 years, like since I was 13. So I feel like I've done it all. Yeah. Like, I want to get to the point where, and like how they have the little quotes, they like, stylists be trying to make their card note in one with one client. Pretty much, like that's the goal. Like, like I feel like you need to charge what you're worth. If you know your work is not that good, you shouldn't be charging that much. But if you know you can get some longevity out of it, the clients look super cute, the experience is good, I feel like you should charge what you're worth, because the whole experience is good. It's not just about the hair, but my energy at them appointments, like you're gonna have a good time. Like I'm gonna make sure you eat, like everything is good. Like I want the whole experience to be like great. Like I want you to feel like you're like at a hair spa when you get your hair done. And so I feel like you need to play a part of that when you're stating your price for how much you're worth.
No, and I agree. I think that one thing that I can say as somebody who pays a lot of money to keep my hair done is it's really about the experience, like you mentioned, right? Even attracting clients, like your personality is just so bubbly and energetic. So I can see that people are drawn to you, but I think that something that really resonates is when I go somewhere and there's professionalism, there's personality, and I actually get an experience for the day, right? Talk about how that is with you. Like when I come into your, seat, what is that experience like getting my hair done by Jasmine Dior? Like,
so when you come in, I feel like a lot of people kind of already know how I am, like based off my regular Instagram, because I be acting a fool on there. So they be kind of knowing already how my personality is a bit, but some don't. Like I had one girl, she came in, and I wasn't like quiet to the point where like I don't even know who she is doing my hair, but we have a little conversation, but I wasn't saying like too much. And I think she was like, we was talking a little bit. She was like, I love your personality. I feel like, you're real quiet to yourself. And I'm like, girl, like, what? I'm like, no, like, I'm outside. And so she was like, I would not think that right now. And she was like, you're so quiet. So I sent her one of my YouTube videos. She was like, girl, like, you do not seem like you would be acting like this right now. I was like, you just got to catch me or whatever. She was like, but I just love how you're like unapologetically yourself. But the experience, I'm truly myself. Like I don't like the stylist. Like you will have a stylist that does great work, but the only thing they ask you is side part or middle. Like, girl, I need to know who's behind my head, like the whole time. Like I feel like you have some clients, you should be able to read your clients.
That's the key.
You got some people that don't want to talk and you keep talking to them. Like, girl, hush. And you got some people that want to talk and you're not saying nothing. Even as a stylist, if you don't feel like talking and your client want to talk, you're going to have to just talk, Bookie. Like, you're going to have to, because this is their experience. Yeah. But I just feel like it just depends on reading the room. Like,
I love that.
Yeah, I have some clients that want to talk, some that doesn't. I'm able to pick up on that immediately.
Right. And because you're a people's person.
Yeah, I'm a people person. Yes. I read the energy like really good. Like I just had a client the other day. She got her little adult drink, girl. She was in the drum. We was doing her hair cute. Like I loved it. So it just depends, on what the client prefers.
Awesome. Well, we on Big Boss Energy, so we're gonna get into the bag for real now. Yes. So I know now you actually teach people how to do tape-ins. Yeah. So talk about how you scaled your business now. Not only are you doing hair and you have clientele, but now you're actually going on tour, which I love. You're going city to city, and you're actually getting people to learn this skill set. So talk about the potential that those people can make and what that experience is like. Like, what do you teach in your class? How long is the class? Is it multi-day? Yeah. When you go to a new city, like, what's that experience like?
So when I first started doing the class, thank God that I started doing tape-ins like October 2021. So by the time last year that it got popular, I was able to start teaching classes last March. Like, y'all, like, let me teach y'all how to do it because I've been doing it since October. So I had already did like my classes then, but I just did my first out-of-town class about 3 weeks ago. It was in Dallas, Texas.
Okay,
yeah,
in Texas. I was gonna say,
it was in Dallas the other day. And I really enjoyed it. Like, I didn't even have that many people in the class. I only had 2 people, but the fact that it was still 2 people that wanted to learn in another city it just still meant a lot to me. So like me waking up at 6 in the morning, getting on a flight, going to the salon to set everything up, teaching a class, and flying back out to a whole different city. I flew to Houston. The class is in Houston, and I flew to Dallas to have some fun. Yeah. So it was I just felt like a big boss. Like, I'm like, let me just go make this money and then fly to another city. I felt really good. But in the class was 800. The classes are always between 800 and 1,000. And I teach literally like everything. Like, I feel like when you're learning tapings, you don't even have to have too much prior knowledge about how to style hair, because it's a clean slate with everything, like from the silk press, the styling, the foundation, the products you use, everything. Like, I even go over marketing, your target audience, how to attract it, the flyers, like everything. So it's like literally nothing that, you know how you have some styles that be trying to hide and they don't want to tell you the entire recipe. Girl, you finna cook. You finna know all the ingredients like after you're done with my class. Because I want everybody's, to be able to know that you don't have to be slaving in and out the salon every day. Like, I'll be talking to guys and I'm like, you want to do 2 heads a day? If you was my girl, you don't want to work more. No, I got this. Like, let me do my 2 heads and let me do me, because like I said, I have had clients, it's between $800 and some it's like $1,000. So that's 2 heads, you do the math. Right. So it's some people a weekly salary I'm making by just 1 head. Right. So it's like, why would I be in a salon all day? Like, I feel like life shouldn't just be about working all the time. Like, you
value like a work-life balance.
Yes, I'm really big on balance. Like, I'm not about to be in that salon. And I also have scoliosis. My back be giving out. I'm not about to be overdoing them heads all day. Let me do my little 2 heads and let's go get some drinks.
No, I totally feel you, because I love a work-life balance. Like, I am very big on, I know you're big on the soft life outside of work. You're a big boss, but you love a soft
I love a self-care. Like,
yes.
I just feel like life should be about making your money and enjoying life. Imagine just working all day and you can't even enjoy your life. What am I working for? Right. Like, I don't play about that. Like, I feel like a little Sims character and it's my life. Right. So I'm going to live it how I want to live it. Like, no.
I feel that. So what's next for you? Like, you've already basically done, you've done the hair, you went into like a specialty, now you're doing courses. Is a shop coming? Like, what do you see in the next 5 years? Like, as you keep building your clientele, building your career, and now you're scaling to multiple cities, you have a brand online, so many followers on TikTok, Instagram is growing, and you have YouTube as well. So where do you see yourself in like 5 years from now?
Honestly, by next year, I'm really getting into like getting a salon suite. I really want to get a salon suite and just have people work through there. I don't want to be behind the chair anymore. As you see, I went from 7 clients to 2, and then we're going to go to none. Like, I'm trying to get that to a minimum so I can just, make money, other ways. But I do want to just keep going on tour, like maybe go to different cities, maybe like 2 cities a month. And I just want to make my money that way from like, right now for the next like year or 2. Right. And I really just want to be a housewife. Oh my gosh. So in the next 5 years, hopefully I'm a housewife with my little salon suites.
But then you're not really a housewife. You're a business owner wife.
Yeah, see, that's all I'm trying to be. I'm not trying to be like, hold on, babe, I got to go do a head. Like, I ain't trying to be like that.
No, you want to enjoy that time with your family. So
I really just want to go on tour, open up my other businesses, open up a little mini salon. That's what's in the works like right now.
Awesome. Yeah. All right. Well, I love that you came through today. You're welcome. You dropped some gems. My final question is just, if you could give advice to your 16-year-old self or a 16-year-old girl watching right now who's like, I want to move to Atlanta one day, I want to do hair, I want to be the next big hairstylist, and I want to really have a business behind this, what advice would you give to your younger self or a young girl that, is just on that journey right now?
My 16-year-old self, I would tell myself, don't go to college. Oh my God. But any other 16-year-old, follow what you think was best for you. If you should go to school or not. I got peer pressure into going to college. And it wasn't like my parents was like, I pay for it, you just go. I'm paying for it, so I wish I would have just put my foot down and just wouldn't be like, I'm not going. Like, I'm just gonna go to hair school. But I would tell like anybody 16 or 20, 30, follow your dreams and don't stop. Consistency is everything. Like, just imagine if I would have let those influencers that didn't DM me back, get to me. I would have never got to work with the other ones. You get what I'm saying? So just keep going. Be consistent. Don't let those views get to you. If you post a little hair TikTok and it only got 4 views, which is you, your friend, and your boo, and whoever else, keep going. Somebody else is watching. Somebody else is always watching. So don't let numbers get to you. And always charge what you're worth. And that can be good or bad. Don't be charging $2,000 if your work is worth 10, and don't be charging 10 if your work is 2,000. So just follow your dreams, be consistent, and be real with yourself.
Period. We love that. Well, thank you so much for joining this Big Boss Energy episode, y'all. Like Jasmine said, $20,000 plus months, working 1 head a day, sometimes 2 heads a day, enjoying your life, having that great work-life balance. So we love to see it. We love to see a Black young queen out here eating it up. And no, I'm really proud of you. So
thanks
for coming through today.